right, we should be good to go.
Cool. Awesome. Just so I can watch back later.
Yes. Awesome. All right.
Cool. Well, good morning. Hi, Jess. Thank you so much for getting on the call with me today. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing really well. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Pretty productive. Yeah.
Awesome. What'd you get into?
Nothing too crazy, just a lot of prep work for the week. Got meal prep done, house ready to go for the week.
Awesome. You're ready to rock and roll.
Ready to go.
So where are you calling in from?
I'm in Austin, Texas.
Oh, cool. How's the weather out there right now?
Um,
Starting to feel like
yeah,
that?
we're starting to cool down. It's still like 90, but we're moving in the right direction.
Nice. I'm in Colorado, so any day it could be 60 or 90. So
Yep.
sometimes I guess I feel like I'm in Austin.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump right into it. I'm just really excited to learn more about you, to talk to you about where you're coming from and where you want to grow into. So tell me a little bit about your experience in online coaching.
Yeah, so I'm still pretty new. I've worked with a couple of like friends for free, but I don't have like an official business. I don't coach currently. I'm just kind of getting started.
Nice. You always got to start somewhere. Do you have any certifications by chance?
Not yet. That's something I'm still looking into.
No worries. We actually offer a certification, which is pretty cool. And that's what a lot of clients love about our program is they can feel like they're getting the training that they need, but then also the certification that they want. So what do you do full time then?
So right now I'm a teacher. I love what I do. I'm not really in a rush to leave, but per se, but I just coaching's been like a really you know, fun and important part of my life. So I'd like to be able to get into that too.
What do you love about teaching?
It's just very rewarding. I like working with the kids, knowing that I'm making a difference. Yeah, I enjoy it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can think of so many teachers that I loved growing up, and they were just so impactful. So that's amazing that you do that still. Um, so what what would you say you want out of coaching? Because you say right now it's kind of just like a fun, important part of your life. But what's fun and important about it to you?
Yeah, so I mean, I've had my own fitness journey, which is great. I work with my own coach virtually too. So, she's made a big difference in my life. I think I just want to be able to like share that now with others. I'm starting to get people to asking me what I'm doing and how it all works. And I figured, if people are going to keep asking and I'm going to keep doing this, I might as well turn it into something.
Awesome. So, what are you currently making at your teaching job?
I do about 45,000 a year.
And I know you say you're not in any rush to leave that job. It's obviously super rewarding for you, much like coaching can be. We see a lot of people that have been teachers and then they have this love for fitness. So it's kind of like being a teacher, but just for a different demographic, which is super exciting. What would you want out of coaching? How much are you looking to add to your income, replace your income?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, if I could make an extra like $1,000 or $2,000 a month, that would be cool. I keep seeing like the ads, right? $10,000 a month, and that would be great. But even if I could just add in some extra revenue, that would be nice. I would definitely have to make more than what I do teaching to really ever consider walking away. But yeah,
Yeah, of course. So honestly, the 1 to 2K a month is super easy with our coaching program just because in the online space, a lot of people don't know how much to charge for it because it is somewhat new. People are still getting used to it, but a lot of our clients see between 3 to 500 is their market value. So with that, you only need between like 3 to 5 clients. And like that's on the high end, making over that much. So that's super easy. We also try to get you your first client within the first week and month of you jumping on. So that is super attainable. So you talked about 10K. Is that like the dream, or what would be like the dream amount that you could make from online coaching?
I mean, like, I'm open to the sky's the limit. I'm not going to put a cap on myself for income. I would say I'd really like to do like 6 or 7. That would make me feel super solid about walking away from my job, but also having some money left over. But yeah, I'm not going to put a cap on it. I'd say the more the merrier.
Of course. Yeah, that's what I would say too. What would you do with all that extra income? Because you talk about liking your job, so it doesn't seem like it's too much about the job, but what would that extra income do for you?
I'd like to pay off my student loans, pay off my car, just kind of living debt free would be great. Also, I mean, I think everybody just wants to be comfortable and not stressed about money. So just the simple things. I think I'd like to, I'd like to travel. I think anybody would. So, you could add that in there too. I know online there's a little bit more flexibility, but I think really it's just about being comfortable, not having to live paycheck to paycheck.
You feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck right now?
I think things are I'm doing okay, but I would say things are definitely tight. I have to budget for a lot of the extra things that I want in my life, and it would be nice to just buy
Really
something.
treat yourself,
Yeah, yeah,
because you deserve it. Especially being a
100%.
teacher, all the rewarding stuff that you do deserve that extra. Like I can get this and not have to worry for sure. So you said you've been helping out your friends. So you don't have any official clients yet. You haven't really pushed your business off the ground.
No, nothing official. Just a couple of my closest friends that I've been helping out for free. Nothing crazy, programs here and there, but no, nothing official yet.
Awesome. Well, we work with a lot of people that are just waiting to have that first post saying that they're getting into the online space. So you're right in line with most of the people that we honestly work with. Um, so you talked about being a teacher, which is awesome, super rewarding. And with your goal of online coaching, what would you say that would be? What's the goal in doing all of this?
Do you mean like money wise or just like with the business?
Just in general, like what's like a goal that you have that online coaching can kind of help you with? Besides, I know we talked about being more flexible, more comfortable. Do you have any other goals that I should know about in terms of why you're getting into the online space?
Not really. I think I just want to be able to give back. I want to be able to, find something that's just as fulfilling as teaching, but might bring me in a little bit more income. Um, Flexibility is great, financial stability is great. So
And then obviously starting a business can be scary. Do you have any fears or challenges associated with kind of jumping into this new space?
I think everyone has like that initial fear of like,
Yeah.
like shit, I'm starting a business. So I would say probably a little bit of imposter syndrome. Um, Challenge business wise, all of it. I mean, I've never owned a business. I don't know anything about marketing or paying taxes, sales, like all of it.
Yeah, that's why our program is super comprehensive. So obviously we work with the majority of people that haven't started a business before. So one thing I really love about our program is that it can also be translated just to anyone that wants to start a business because we go over all of the important parts, not just the fitness part, because obviously you're in that space already. So you know a little bit about how making fitness plans work, elements of fitness and working out and health. So it's really great to have that really comprehensive um, course that gives everything to you, not just the stuff you might already know. Um, awesome. So, what would you say your ideal coach would be? Like, how do you learn the best?
I'm definitely a visual learner. I like to see things being done. It's hard, I guess, online to be a kinesthetic learner, but I would love to be able to like have my hands on things while I'm learning. So examples are always great for me. Like visual aids are great. I don't like reading to learn. I don't really.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. I feel like when I'm in class and I can like be in an environment where someone's teaching me something, it's a lot easier and rather than if they say read 10 pages of a textbook. So I'm right there with you for sure. Awesome. Well, I think I got a pretty good look at you and kind of what you're going through right now and where you're trying to head. Um, so for the purpose of this call, obviously, we're just going to try and get to know you, but then see if we mutually think that NLCA is a good sense of direction for you. And then I'll invite you aboard and we can kind of go from there. Or if we realize it's not a good fit, no worries. I'll give you as many resources as I can to get you started in the way that you want. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. So I'm just going to tell you now a little bit more about NLCA so you can see if it's a good fit for you. Do you mind if I share my screen?
No, go ahead.
Perfect. Let me know if you can see everything all right.
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So we are Next Level Coaching Academy. Because you're starting out, we'll focus on the 10K Accelerator course. Something that means a lot to us just for the integrity of who we are as NLCA. We are accredited business by the Better Business Bureau with an A+. And then we also kind of coexist with different certifications. I know you don't have one, so that's not a big deal at all. But we will get you your certification. And then if you had one of these, we could work with that as well. So I'm just going to skip through these. And then, in terms of our Success Ladder, we offer two types of courses for different coaches at different stages of their career. So we're going to be focusing on the 10K Accelerator to get you from that 0 to 10K mark. And then we also have Master Coach if you want to keep growing from there. So just a little bit about our course. We're going to focus on 4 really big fundamentals. So it's going to be business foundation, which we talked about, lead generation, developing sales, and client retention, because all of those 4 things we feel like are the biggest pillars in getting you to that 10K mark. Any questions so far?
No, sounds good.
Cool. Let's keep rolling. So just to dive deep, we do really believe in support. And like you said, you want a more visual experience. Like you don't want to just be thrown information. So we really dive deep into that. And we're going to assign you a one-on-one coach. You're going to get on a game planning call to kind of get to where you want, so you can tell them about what your goals are and how, and they'll help you go forward. So then you'll have that private meeting with your one-on-one coach. You can either do weekly or bi-weekly. It kind of just depends on how much support you feel like you need. Then from there, once you kind of have a bearing on things, we'll go into that one-on-one sales coaching call. So that way you can kind of get more of the business aspect and get into that sales. We also offer a bi-weekly roster group chat call. So even more support. Your coach will have a roster of students that they're working with. And so every other week, you'll be able to meet with everyone in that group. So you'll get questions answered that you might not even know you had based on another student. And then we actually have 5 group support calls a week, which is awesome. So you're getting as many resources as you can handle. You obviously don't have to go to all of them. We recommend 2 or 3, and then they work with that 9 to 5 schedule. So as a teacher, I know you're in and out around that same time. So we have times that'll work for you, which is great. And then my personal favorite is going to be the bi-weekly coaching call with our CEO chat. So he's been through all of this. He knows what it's like. So he's a great resource that we can offer. And then you'll be in a group chat that's accessible 24/5, so Monday through Friday. And then, like we said, the imposter syndrome, the nervousness will all get covered in the Zenpreneur element of our program, which is going to really focus on mindset. So you'll have mindset calls, breath work, everything to kind of just keep you moving forward and keep your confidence high, because you can do it. You do hard work every day. You deal with a ton of children in the classroom, and you rein them in so well. So being able to have that same confidence is when you're getting in front of your students and you know how the day is going to go. Same thing with starting your business. Any questions here?
No, so far so good.
Perfect. Let's keep going. So just to recap, the community is super strong. You're going to have a Facebook group chat. You're going to have that text group chat. You're going to have your weekly, 5 weekly group calls. And then we actually have a live conference coming up. It's on October 12th, which is super exciting. So I know you are in the Austin area, so we would definitely love for you to come out. It just really shows the community that we have. It's extra learning seminars and a great way to really get invested in our program. It's not mandatory by any means, but just a fun little thing that we like to do to show how much we care about our community. And then resources. So we'll dive deeper into this later, but just to give you a brief overview. So we do have a class curriculum. This is like a class. Then we have the Zentrepreneur framework and everything like that to help you stay on track there. Then we have done for you programming, which is just templates and other elements you can use to streamline your business and make things a little bit easier. You also have the option to use an outsourcing or an outsourced agency, which will help you with content creation, ads. And then, like we said, because you are not certified yet, we do offer the bonus NLCA online coaching certification, which is super awesome. Any questions here?
No, not so far.
Cool. So going from 0 to 10K can seem like a lot. So with these 4 months that we have together, we really like to break it up into different phases, just so you can feel like you are hitting milestones on the way to that 10K. So one of our tenets is act first. So the first phase is going to be act first. That's going to be getting your business off the ground, teaching people about what you do, and getting your circle together of people that want to get to know you and get to know your business. So that's really just the first launch. Then we start implementing more of our sales and different techniques that you will have learned in our curriculum, which is company organization and design in phase 2. So it's just streamlining all your systems, kind of getting you to really know how to do your business, because a lot of other programs and will just tell you how to outsource everything. And then when it's confident in every level, so that when you do outsource, you still know what you have to do and what's going to work. So then phase 3 is going to be consistency. So you have your clients now, you have a good rotation of them, and then just getting more leads and more people to join your inner circle. And then phase 4 is going to be when you really get off the ground and get to that 10K. So we want you to have your KPIs up. So having 40% closing on all your calls, and then having really good delivery of everything you need to your client, and then building that retention because you have that community so strong. Any questions there?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. So from here, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then we're going to go look more at the actual curriculum that you're going to get, so you can kind of see if it has everything that you need to be successful.
Okay.
So how do you feel about everything so far before I get into the next phase?
Yeah, so
Feeling
far so good. Support looks great.
Awesome. Yeah, that's my favorite part. I'm a big community person too. So just having more people going through what I'm going through and just feeling like someone's out there ready to mentor me is really, really helpful.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen again. And let me know if you can see everything. Can you see the program all right?
Yes.
Perfect. So like we talked about, we're going to talk mostly about the 10K Accelerator program to get you off the ground. So you're going to start with an orientation video. That's just kind of where Chad can say hi and say how excited he is to get you into the program, and then kind of what you can expect from the program. Deeper down, we're going to kind of go into how you are involved in the coaching space, what that looks like for you, and where you can grow from. Okay, so the directory is super important. It sounds kind of just like something you can glaze over, like in a book, the table of contents. But why it's so important is because it has all your resources kind of condensed into one. So it has all these different elements that are going to be like the foundation for each of the other topics to expand on. So we have getting started, so the purpose, and then it goes into our playbook and how you're going to actually get to that 10K. So this is kind of like a deeper breakdown into what our program offers and what you can expect from it, and just the framework, I would say. So like the blueprints on a house, if you will. So you can go through that. And the great thing about our program is their videos, and it's actually Chad talking. So it's our CEO really trying to help you out and be that resource for you. But if you want to absorb it in 2 different mediums, we have these videos, and then we also have a Google Sheet or a Google Doc version. So if you do want to dabble into reading it or just read along with him, which I definitely recommend, you can do that as well. So that's really great. So once you kind of have your bearings and your blueprint, you will go into our next phase. So this is kind of our first phase of getting into the program and getting your roadmap. And then we'll also dive into mindset and how you're really going to be able to accomplish it, especially being a teacher and having that full-time commitment, being able to have that as not a limitation, but as a way just to work around it. And then, like we said, we talked about the imposter syndrome and how it can be super nerve-wracking. This is how you'll start to get invested in that Zentrepreneur and be able to kind of get your understanding of what it's going to look like and build up your confidence from there. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Cool. So from there, we're actually, I'm going to go back really quick. So then we have our finance module. So this is going to be a great resource for you to honestly keep coming back to if you have any questions about the business side in terms of financing. So this is going to be creating your LLC, getting your EIN number, getting bank accounts and taxes done, which especially during tax season, I know you'll definitely use this as a resource. So you always have an overview, which is great. So kind of the importance of the module in and of itself. And then it breaks it down more into like the key elements that you will need to use to get into taxes, QuickBooks, credit cards, all these different elements that may seem overwhelming. It breaks it down deeper. And again, you do have the modules as documents. Any questions about finances?
Not yet.
Cool. Let's keep rocking and rolling. So then now we talked about getting to our market and getting to clients that would be a great resource for us. So this will talk to you more about who your target audience is, how to get them into your sphere, and setting up those calls and how that's going to play out. So a lot of our lead generation comes from social media. So we have a whole element about different social media platforms like YouTube and podcasting and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. I know that sounds super overwhelming. It's a lot, but we just want to be comprehensive. And once you start getting into this target audience and target pricing and who is going to be your ideal client, then you can kind of see which social media is going to work best. So where are most of your clients? If they're on the younger side, are they going to be like in college and in their early 20s? You'll probably find them on TikTok. Or if they're an older demographic, they're most likely going to be using Facebook. But we want you to have an idea on how to get started on each, just so in case your client demographic changes or you just want to know, we want to be as big of a resource for you as possible. From there, we're going to talk a little bit about content creation because that's what you do on these social media outlets. So have you ever used Canva before or any like editing tool like that?
I've heard of Canva, but I've never used it.
Okay, well, I actually love Canva. It makes all these editing techniques so easy, and it helps you kind of have someone do the work for you while still looking super professional. So it'll give you, if you just, let me see. So it'll kind of show you, if you can see on my screen, it makes these really beautiful and comprehensive, I want to say like branding. So Chad talks a lot about the importance of branding and how he didn't really realize how big of a element it is to being successful in business. So this will really help you streamline your branding and make it easy to make these really beautiful marketing posts and banners and anything you really need to just make your business look really crisp. So it goes into detail about that. And then so from there, we're going to talk about lead generation. So now that you have all of your business outlined, you have all of your content creation ideas and strategies put in place. Now we're going to talk about how you really get into getting more leads and getting more clients to be a part of your program. So for our lead generation framework, you get kind of like the outline of how it's going to go, but then you have more resources into what different ways or which ways you actually get those leads into your program. So with earned media, it's going to be more so about how you reach out to people and get them to join your program. And it's going to talk about our WhatsApp group chat strategies. So getting people on that. And then even deeper, it'll go to how do you give free resources and give elements of your program to potential clients so they can see the value straight out, and then you can kind of bring them into your circle. It'll talk about virtual events, scholarship strategies, all these different ways where you can offer things to people, and then in turn you build that trust, and then you build a rapport where they want to learn more and they want to be a part of your community. So that's me, earned media. And I know sending out DMs and kind of putting yourself out there can be a little bit scary. So what I love about our program is it really dives deep into how to do it and not have it feel scary or intimidating, and who is a good person to reach out to. For example, if someone's commenting a lot on the content that you put out, like that's a great resource because they're showing you that they appreciate your work and they want to learn more about you. So it kind of breaks down the fear in doing that. And then we'll also talk about a referral strategy. So now that you have your clients, you're retaining them, and then how can you get them to also be a resource? So them referring people to you and having your community grow in that way. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Cool. So then we'll dive kind of like the second to last big part of this is going to be sales. So I know you're an expert in teaching and in fitness, but a lot of people struggle with the sales element. So what we go through is a deeper understanding of what is sales? How does it work? How do we get someone from just being a fan to being someone that you can talk to and engage with, and then getting them on a call to finally get them into your program? So you'll talk about human needs and why people are either apprehensive or excited to close, and how you can kind of capitalize on that and be able to get to know them and be able to have them join your community. So we'll talk about phone versus Zoom calls, and then what makes for a good sales rep and what makes for someone that's successful in closing on business calls. And then we'll also talk about kind of the system and how it goes in place from meet and greet calls. So those are going to be when you just get someone on a call just to talk to them and get to know them for 15 minutes and see if they'll be a good client, and then pushing them later to be on a closing call and have them be someone that is so invested in you and your program, and someone that you can actually help, and you can, that they easily fall into the sales call. Another big thing is objection handling. So a lot of people will say no, but it doesn't always mean no. It just means that there's a concern that they have that you haven't touched on enough. So we'll go over the most frequently said objections, how to handle them, how to stay calm, and how to ultimately get a person that's super excited to join your program because you've told them everything about your successes and how you love to help people and how this is your mission. So just going over that, there's a lot of things that go into it. So obviously you can see it's pretty comprehensive. Any questions about that before we get into the final piece?
Nope, all good.
I just have to get back to our full thing. Okay, so you've done it all. You've launched your business now with the help of NCA. You've been able to get more clients. You feel confident in your business system. The last part is getting information to your clients. So you've sold them, you've got them in your roster, and they're ready to get started. We want to make sure that process is so streamlined because they've bought in. So you want to make sure to start giving them value immediately. So that's what you can find in our new client onboarding files. So this is going to be how you keep everything organized, how you get someone from signing to being a client that has all their resources, that has their calls lined up and everything like that, because we want you to have clients that stay. And the way they stay is just always giving them resources and feeling like that they're already in the program the second they say, yes, they're on board. So you can make a ton of sales and you can have a ton of closes, but we want to make sure that they're actually staying and they're excited to be here and they can't wait to move forward with you. So that's what we're going to really talk about on onboarding and delivery modules. And then we also have customer support strategies and just making sure they're ready to go so you can keep building that base. So that's kind of a recap. And obviously I could have gone deeper with all the curriculum that you're going to get with NLCA. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I know it was a lot. I'm honestly out of breath. So I just want us to take a minute to just think about everything you've heard so far. Just try to absorb as much of it as possible. I know some stuff you might not remember after the call, but I just want to know your initial favorite things about the program, if you have any.
Yeah, I would definitely say the support for sure. I like all the touch points. I think communication is super important, especially when starting something new. And then the course itself just seems very like step by step.
Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely what we want. That's what most people honestly say about our curriculum, that it's so comprehensive that they never feel wavered, like they never feel confused. And if they are, they have a resource to go to immediately to clear that up. So that's just one thing that I love hearing people talk about at LCA is they feel like there's always someone there for them and they're not nervous for the next steps. So I'm going to share my screen again in just a moment so we can kind of go back to the PowerPoint I was showing you earlier to talk more about what you can expect, what other people expected, and just a recap of everything. Is that all right?
Mhm.
Perfect. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. Perfect. Oh, it went back to a page that I was on. Okay. Perfect. We're at recaps. Awesome. So just to go over everything I've mentioned so far on the call, it's going to be a 4-month program. You have your game plan call, your private one-on-one coach, your private one-on-one coaching calls that can be weekly or bi-weekly. You've got your sales coaching calls, the Facebook community, and then 6 times a week, there'll be a group support call with accommodations for your schedule, the group chat, done for you programming, bonus certification, and then even nutrition and fitness certifications and the course curriculum. Any questions there?
I don't think so.
Cool. So are we thinking more of a weekly or bi-weekly coaching support?
I'm not really sure. I think I could probably do either one.
Since you are starting out and this is really fresh for you, we see a lot of success in those students getting the weekly option. So your coach is in your corner every single week. There's no waiting time between getting on a call and asking questions, talking through what you're going through. And it does fill up really quick. So we have some students that ask, can I start with biweekly and then move to weekly? And typically we can't really make that adjustment because the weeklies go away so soon. So we honestly might not even have 18 spots left by the end of the month. So what we could do is we can start you on the weekly option, and then if need be, you feel like you got your bearings, you're on your high horse, we can move you to a bi-weekly. How does that sound?
Yeah, let's start with weekly then.
Awesome. So have you seen anything about NLCA in terms of testimonials or read anything on our website?
I've looked into the website a little bit. I think I've seen a couple testimonials shared, but I haven't looked too far into them.
Cool. I'm just going to share a couple of my favorites. We do have a ton, so I'm just going to pick a couple. So Dawn Marie is one of my favorites because she was a group fitness coach prior to joining, and she just wanted to kind of free up her schedule, have that flexibility, and she was a little bit nervous getting started, like a lot of us are. But since then, she's been able to get to 18 clients and get way past that 10K just using our program. So she is definitely a workhorse, a badass, and someone that had to get over the nervousness and the feeling that she would just be a group fitness coach in real life, and was able to seamlessly make that transition. Another student that I love is going to be Serena, and she was another person that wasn't sure about her capabilities online. So she honestly started as an assistant coach. She just didn't feel like she could make that full commitment and full step. But since she went through our program, she, in her first month alone, which is amazing, she contracted about 15K and took home 6.5K in her first month. So by using our mindset coach, Lindsay, and really going through the program and believing in herself, she was able to surpass the norm and get 6.5K in her first month. And she now has 34 clients on her roster, which is, like we said, she can charge anywhere from 3 to 500. So she's easily making 15K. So very exciting. The last one that I want to touch on is Jen. So Jen was someone who is the most determined person I've ever seen. So I know you talked about just wanting to replace your income first off to be able to leave teaching, but the sky is the limit. Jen is the definition of the sky is the limit. She was a physician's assistant and she got in the coaching business at 2015, didn't start with NLCA, but was hitting 10K months and kind of stuck there. She wanted that extra boost. She wanted to make as much as possible. So after getting in our master coaching program, she was able to get over 50K in her first month. And now she had a record month where she contracted 150K a month. So she puts in the work. She honestly did not quit her physician assistant job till she hit her 150K a month. So she's working 9 to 5. She's doing a lot, but she's doing a lot on her free time and managing her time so well. And she was able to truly reach the sky. So our program just shows that if you can put in the time, you can put in the work, and you're willing to do it, there is no limit in what you can attain.
Right.
So now you've heard of some people that have achieved their dreams with NLCA, and they're super excited to talk about it. But let's talk about averages. So as a student in LCA, what can you expect for yourself? So 73% of our students sign their first client in month 1, and of those clients, about the average one does it in about a week. So you're not waiting till the end of the program to see the results. And that's something I really love about our program. Is a lot of people think that, okay, after 4 months, I'll start getting started. No, our goal is to get you to 10K at those 4 months. So we're hitting the ground running. We're getting you that first client as soon as possible. So the Quitters Club, my favorite club. Of the students that go full-time business or become online fitness coaches full-time, they typically leave their job in 10 weeks. So they're not even done with the program yet. They're still have about 2 months left, or they have about a couple weeks left before their program's even done, and they're hitting their goals of going full time, which is super exciting. Then for students that just want to hit the 10K mark, we're seeing that in about 13 weeks. So again, you still have time left in the program and you're hitting that 10K week, 10K a month. And then this is one of my favorite statistics because again, like you said, like you want to grow it as far as it can go. People that actually stay with us 12 months have 97 clients. As a in-person fitness coach, I do not think you will be able to have 97 clients a month. There's just not the time. So having 97 clients, you have the flexibility and you have the income that you've always wanted. And that's just with the year with NLCA. So because we put so much detail into this, because Chad's always updating modules, like I said, we have our social media one. That's not from when he first developed this. Like that keeps growing and he's incorporating new elements like ChatGPT and AI. So with our constant upkeep and trying to be the best resource for our community, we have a 4.6 out of 5 grade on average, which is really awesome. Perfect. Sweet. Any questions there?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. I'm going to stop sharing my screen really quick so we can just chat. So how are you feeling so far? Are you feeling like this is a program that can actually get you to where you want to be?
I think so. Yeah. I really like everything seems super comprehensive. So that's something that I'm really excited about. It all kind of like makes sense. There seems to be like a path to follow. So yeah, I like what I'm seeing so far.
Is there anything missing? Is there anything that you feel like you need to be really successful? Because I know we talked about visual learners, so we have the videos for you. We have the community. And is there anything you feel like you missed? We missed.
I don't think so. I'm new, so it's kind of hard to like visualize what all I need, but no, I think we're on the right path right now.
Awesome. Are you excited?
Yes.
You see it? Are you making that step forward? Are you seeing it all kind of come to life?
Yes, it all makes sense.
Awesome. Awesome. So now everyone's favorite part, we are going to be talking about price. So don't worry, it costs $1 million, your house, your first kid. Is that okay?
Perfect. Yep.
It's not going to be that expensive, so don't worry. But since we did talk about what we wanted, I'm going to pull up the screen right now so we can just talk through it. So we have a paid in full option, which is going to be $8,497, or a payment plan, which is going to be $10K. Stop sharing my screen. And which one do you think works best for you right now?
Probably going to have to be a payment plan for sure.
No worries. I totally understand. A lot of our students put down $3K to start. Does that sound feasible to you?
Pause. Let's actually go back and then we'll start talking about like objection handling, pitch and stuff like that. So overall,
Okay.
Let's do an overview of everything. So far, so good. How are you feeling?
Good. Kind of sweaty.
Yeah. I feel like I'm always sweating by the end of my day. I'm like, Jesus.
I'm like, I should not have worn a sweatshirt.
Yes. Okay. So let's talk about it. Overall, I thought that was super solid. I don't have a ton of feedback. There's just gonna be like little tips on like ways to make things a little bit easier, but I think overall it was good. Discovery was solid. I think the only thing, again, I'm gonna be nitpicky because I always have to be to make y'all, try to get us better. But I would say the only thing I would dug deeper on was the needs section. I think everything was really good. Obviously, you had a very good grasp on like who I am, what I'm looking for, why I'm here. I think you laid out the goals, the challenges, the why, all really well. We asked, what's your learning style? But we didn't really say like, what do you need from a coach, personality wise? Like, I think that's always good to touch on too, because I could be like, I need woo-woo only, accountability kind of comes to territory. Learning style can be adjusted per person, but maybe just a little bit deeper in the needs section. But other than that, I thought the discovery was solid. I was trying to time.
I could have found is what would be her major, because like you said, one thing that I really want to focus on is like finding the objection earlier rather than later.
Yeah.
So trying to find the objection, I think I could have done better in like diving deeper into finding like, is it going to be a spouse? Is it going to be money? Is it going to what is it going to be?
Yeah, I would say too, I didn't mention a spouse, so we don't have to bring up a partner if you don't hear one. Because honestly, like sometimes too, if I'm on a call with somebody and they never mention that they have a partner at all until the end, it gives me like those spidey senses of like, why am I just now hearing about this person? Like, why do you, do they even care? Do you care that, you know, they know or don't know you're on this call? So, but yeah, I definitely get that. I would say dig a little bit deeper, in that, but I thought the discovery was good. We started at 12:08. We got into the presentation, at like 12:15, 16, something like that. So we were in a good spot as far as timing goes. I like that you added, I don't remember, I just wrote personal fave. I think it was in the support section. Like, you know, my personal favorite type of support is the Chad biweekly calls. I thought it was a great touch of just like, I love this part here. This is awesome. This goes for the whole presentation, just like everything in general, but just, I'd be a little cautious of this is why we're great. This is why we're so awesome. Like, look how great this is. I always throw caution to those because I want people to get to that opinion by themselves. And I want to just highlight, like, we have all of this support because we truly care about your success. Oh, that's awesome. I don't want to tell them that it's awesome. You know what I mean? I want them to feel that. So just be a little cautious of like look how great we are flashies. Joey does a lot of that. And I'm always like, caution with that. I want them to come to that opinion on their own. We're just going to like nudge them in the right direction. But overall, I thought it was good. I think the section with the 4 phases, I think we could clean that up just a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier to follow. But like phase 1 is announcing your business. Phase 2, lead, or you know, your offers, your pricing, and your systems. Phase 3, lead generation and marketing. Phase 4, fine tune the details, client delivery, client retention, just to keep it simpler, because we kind of overlapped some of the phases a little bit, but I thought looked good. We started the course presentation at 12:26. It did get a little thick. It was about 14 minutes. We want to try to keep that under 10. Yeah, okay. So we went from 12:26 to 12:40 in the course presentation. So
I also feel like I jumped around. I definitely need to work on my course. Like, that's the part that I definitely feel the most unconfident in.
Yeah, that's fair. Just keep practicing it. I would say with the coursework, I think the biggest thing, like you mentioned, was like jumping around. I would say when you're in here, I still have the itinerary pulled up, so bear with me. But let's say when you're in the coursework and you click on something, let me actually use a different page, for example, because I think what happened was every time we hit categories, it brings us back to page 1. So if you're 3 or 4 pages ahead, what I would do is just like, if we're talking about earned media, just go back instead of hitting categories, because once you hit categories, it brings us back to page 1. If you just hit the back button, it'll take you just back to the most recent page. So that would save you some time jumping around the pages. Overall, I think it just needs to be tightened up a little bit. I'm going to go through some of these though. In the directory, you probably don't need to pull this whole thing up. I would highlight it's super important for you to go through this directory. And the reason for that is because a lot of like the processes, the systems are laid out here. If you're looking for anything specific, that's going to be here. So just explain it's important for them to go through it and why, but you don't actually have to like take them through each module in there. That'll save you some time too, because the directory is pretty thick. There's a lot of stuff that we want them to go through right off the bat. So overall, my advice on the course is simplify.
What and why? That's what I have to remember.
What and why. Here's what it is. Here's why it's important. There are going to be a couple of modules we probably don't want to skip, and some that we probably do. Like most of this shit, we don't have to open up. You could just talk about it. Here's what it is. Here's why it's important, and then move on. I could see you wanting to open up a lot of the modules, which is not a bad thing, but it, again, can be time consuming and a little confusing. So I would say keep this all very like, here's what it is. Here's why it's important. Here's what it is, here's why it's important, and then jump into admin systems. We did skip this module. We didn't explain this one. And this one's a big question mark for a lot of people, is seeing that. So I would go into the systems. If you know you're going to share the next module too, so if in your head you're like, I'm going to have to go back and then click on this one and then go back and then click on this one, just stay in here. That can save you some time too. It's just like, all right, so go through admin systems, and then you can hit next category and it'll just bring up the next one. So you don't have to go back to the main page and click on the next module. You can just bounce to the next one. But I think it's more just going to be playing around with the movement of the actual coursework. And then the only other section I wanted to clean up would be the lead generation. So I think with lead gen, go through these and kind of see what they're about. Earned media is not us reaching out. That's conversations to calls. So I think there was just a little bit of confusion in explaining each. So earned media, think of this as anything you do to attract someone to you. So this is people approaching you for help. The opposite of that is going to be conversations to calls, where you're reaching out to people trying to, build a relationship. Usually how I explain this, to just keep it simple, is we're going to teach you 4 different funnels. Every funnel is going to have, you know, between 15 to 30 different strategies for each thing. Doesn't mean you have to start with all those. Earned media, though, is going to be all the things that you can do to attract people to your brand. Conversations to calls is going to be all the things that you need to do to reach out to people. So it's kind of the opposite.
Okay.
Beginner ads are ways that we can kind of, for a low cost, boost posts and get you some advertising sooner. And then referrals, right? Happy people are going to bring you more happy people. So I would just keep it clean, just very one-liner for these ones, unless they have like specific questions. And then the sales section. So I think the whole presentation was good. I think the coursework was good. I think it just got a little long. And then I think we could clean up this page right here.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So here, just kind of going through, you don't have to open up each one of these. We did skip the closing call module, and that's the most important one. I would say you could skip meet and greet and just explain that. So, you know, overview and fundamentals, building relationships, sales psychology, human needs, tracking your sales. Meet and greet calls are optional. These are quick, you know, 10, 15-minute phone calls if you need to get to know somebody a little bit more before getting them on a sales call. And then we'll dive into your actual sales call. So this will be the important stuff, right? This is going to be, you know, creating a presentation, your scripts, downsells, follow-ups, objection handling, and then examples of those calls. And then you explained this one well. Again, I think just simplify it. People are going to tell you no for a lot of different reasons. This section is going to help you figure out how to get them to say yes when they do tell you no, right? So they got to think about it. They can't afford it. They got to talk to their spouse. They're, you know, trying all these different things. This is going to be us working through those objections.
Cool.
Great. Cool. Onboarding. One more for this one. Onboarding and retention, I think you overlap a lot. It is super important that we retain clients and we keep them long-term, but that's not what's going to be taught in the onboarding section. We do talk a lot about retention here. It's not a bad thing, because we are going to go for retention, but just so that you know too, the onboarding process is that time after they sign, before they start their actual program. Delivery, I would say open this one up because it's a huge question mark for a lot of people. And then, yeah, you did customer support, retention, we're fine. So, and I think just practice. Yeah. Cool. Only other thing would be in the weekly to bi-weekly, what we can and can't do. So we can move them from bi-weekly to weekly. We do not want to move them from weekly to bi-weekly, because that's technically a cancellation or a downgrade. So realistically, if somebody starts with weekly, we want them to stick with weekly. If somebody starts with bi-weekly, they can always go up, but we don't like to go down.
That's valid.
If that makes sense. So I would just, the can and can'ts are, if they start bi-weekly, they can upgrade if there's call spots available. And you did a great job framing that of like, yes, if you start on bi-weekly, you can upgrade to, you know, to weekly calls, but I can't guarantee that there's even going to be spots realistically. And just for your own records, this does get updated every morning. So we do have 18 spots currently, but we won't, we won't for a long, like forever. So we're working on hiring like 2 to 3 more coaches, but right now 18 spots are going to go by pretty quickly. I would be surprised if we had any spots left for November, and Black Friday starts in November. So this is going to be like a huge leveraging tools like that. These spots will fill up fast. Like by the end of this month, there will be no weekly call spots open. So if they want in on weekly, they're probably going to want to start with that for sure.
Cool.
Yep. Outside of that, I think we came back, you asked, you know, questions, concerns, you explained the testimonials well. Only one, this was good. I would say just the 150K was collected, not contracted. That's just a quick, you know, terminology change. So she made that in cash that month, which is great. That can be a little bit more powerful. And then, yeah, when she hit her first 50K month, it wasn't the first month she was with NLCA. She didn't go from 10 to 50, but
no, the second I said that, I was like, that's wrong. That's
no,
wrong.
But yeah, I mean, I think we explained the average as well. Everything. I mean, it was good overall. It was solid. I think just the course, we got a little lengthy. We can kind of condense that a little bit, keep it a little bit simpler. And then the 4 phases, just boop, 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 clean it up. All good.
Cool.
Sweet. With the pitch, where do we start from? So with the pitch, we were at, what did you say? I said payment plan, leave the screen up, like leave the pricing up until they pick, and then stop share. Because it was really fast, and I like fast, right? Because I don't want them on that screen forever. But let them say something first, of like,
Because then, like you said, like then you can tell if they like looked.
Yeah, then you can tell if they're kind of like thinking about the pay in full, or if anything's processing there. I would keep the payment screen up. 10K payment plan, 8497 paid in full. What works best for you? Oh, I don't know. Probably the payment plan. Sweet. Let's talk about it. Stop share. But let them marinate on it first. Cool. Awesome. So what I want to do tomorrow, if you're open, I'd like tomorrow to probably be an hour and a half to 2 hours if you're good with that, because I want to do another run through. Really tomorrow, I think the run through is good. I think tomorrow we focus on pitch, objection handling. We do a lot of the objection handling, and then we'll do a recap on like Wave, DocuSign, and then we'll open up your calendar to start taking calls Wednesday. Feel good?
Sounds good. Yay, I'm so excited.
Yes. So tomorrow, what's your schedule like tomorrow?
Pretty open.
Pretty open.
I know you're super busy, so.
Last week was stacked. This week is not as bad, thank goodness. And Tuesdays are normally a little bit lighter. Do you prefer earlier, or are you good in the afternoon? What do you prefer?
Either one. Whatever works better for you.
Let's do, can we do 3 your time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do the 3 to 4:30. Oops. And then, yeah, we'll do pitch, objection handling. We'll get some of that role play done, maybe 30, 45 minutes of that. We'll make sure your calendar is open for Calendly. Get all of that set up and just do a quick Wave DocuSign recap and wait for us to get some calls booked. I will also, I will also try to be on most of your calls starting out. There's obviously going to be times where like if I have, you know, something overlapping, I won't be, but I'll be on as many as I can, probably your first like 2 weeks, and then we'll get you rocking and rolling after that. Sweet.
Cool. I'm making my way through the homework pretty well. Yeah, though it's like the worksheet, like the work ones that are
ones.
yeah, a little hard. And then I actually just had a couple questions.
Yeah.
So does the payment, because I worked for like one as like an online closer for someone else, and the pricing for pay in full versus payment plan were different. Are they the same
For commission?
NLCA? Yes.
Oh yeah, no, you don't get paid less if somebody pays in full. It's just the same. It's the same.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then I thought I had another question. I don't think. No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that was my only question.
If you think of anything, just let me know. Just text me. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll do pitch, objection handling. We'll get your calendar opened up. Actually, if you have a minute, let's get your calendar open now for Wednesday so they can start booking you calls.
Okay.
If you can open Calendly and then share your screen.
I got a message from Calendly saying my Calendly team trial ends tomorrow. I don't know what that means. Do I have to upgrade my Calendly?
Maybe.
No, let's find out.
Like, I don't know. There's like I don't know, there's something outside. It sounds like either someone screaming or like a brakes screeching, but it was really long and really loud. Oh God. Oh no. That freaked me out.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, because I have my follow-up calls 30 minutes, resign upgrade, exit call 30 minutes, NLCA consult call. I have all those. So
Yeah.
I'm just confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
For your Calendly, do you pay for it?
I pay
Or
for
just
Calendly,
like-
yeah.
Oh, okay. So then I might have to then.
It's a business expense though. So if you do, you get one event for free. And then if you have one event, you have to pay.
So then I think I have to pay because I have multiple.
It's like
events.
$10 or something like that. $10 a month, maybe 15.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
But it is a business expense. Yeah.
What?
It is a business expense. You will deduct that from what you pay in taxes.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll just work on upgrading that, I guess. I don't really know how to do that.
I can help you with that. If you want to share your screen, I
Oh.
can help. You don't have to like upgrade it right now, but I can help you open up your calendar. It may already be open, but I'll get your link and everything. So let's go. That's your profile. If you go to account, I just want to make sure. Yeah. And then
Availability.
availability. Yep. Let's start there. And then,
I should do my time zone, right? Yeah.
yes, I would put it in your time zone so you have it. Yep. Can you, I see, I don't know why it looks like that for me. You can't actually see your calendar. Like it just says like Monday, Wednesday, Monday through Friday.
No.
Weird.
Oh, calendar view?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I just like this view. I like so I can see the whole calendar. Today you'll start on Wednesday. So if you click on Wednesday and then edit all Wednesdays, and then you can change, this will be MST. So let's go like 3 to 7
Okay.
for now. Because that's 4 to 8. Yeah, 3 to 7 or 4 to 8, whatever. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And then you'll do that for all the Thursdays.
Yeah. And I don't mind like if I don't have like calls back to back and like someone needs an 8 p.m., I don't mind doing that one just because I know I'm in like a later time zone anyway. So if someone needs later on like Pacific time, I can still like modulate it if they need me to.
And then Saturday, Mondays and Tuesdays. I forgot about Mondays and Tuesdays. Saturdays, though, we need 5 spots, but really whatever time you want. The afternoons are not popular on Saturdays. I would say like the morning times are. I would just again, I don't know, 8 to noon or 8 to 1 or 8 to 1, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
That would cover your 5 spots, and you're done for the rest of your day.
Cool. Yeah, I don't want to do them like late. Do I edit all Mondays except for?
You can do edit all because they're not going to book you for today or tomorrow anyways.
Yeah. Well,
sweet. All right, let's go to the Tuesday the 3rd though, and just delete that one. Edit that date. Yeah, just that date. And then you can hit the little trash can button over there, just in case. I don't want them to like book you for tomorrow. Yeah, just beautiful. So we open. Sweet. Okay. Beautiful. All right, then what we're gonna do, one more thing while we're here. Go up to the top. Go to home.
Click what?
The home button.
Oh.
And we're just going to. Normally we cap at 3 calls. Are you good with having 4 though?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Let's just leave them then. That we don't have to take it off. Okay, cool. So I'll let the DM team know we're going to start booking you for Wednesday on. I'll do my best, like I said, to be on as many of your calls, especially this week, as possible. And then what I want you to still do, though, is I want you to shadow other closers. Even when you are taking calls, if you've got time to pop in on theirs, I want you to shadow the other closers. Just really go through call recordings, shadow them. Any calls that I can't watch or I can't shadow, record and send them to me and I'll give you feedback. But we're ready to rock and roll, girl. Feeling ready?
Yeah, I just have to figure out how to make my Calendly, whatever. Well, I guess I could do it on my email because it said
they'll probably have a link in there too. I'll just click on that and do whatever. So sweet. All right, tomorrow will be our last training. We'll still book trainings throughout, just not daily. So that way you and I could probably like 2 or 3 a week for us to kind of go through objection handling and questions that you're seeing as you get more into the calls. Shadowing, that's a huge thing. Shadow the closing team, watch call recordings, and then focus on the coursework. The more you know about that course, the easier it's going to be to explain it.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Keep showing up to meetings, keep getting involved in the chat. Definitely hype the team up, powwow. We want to see more of your face in there. And we'll be ready to take calls on Wednesday.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right. Yay. I'll see you tomorrow, love. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Wait, one last thing. What do I wear? Because I was supposed to get a shirt, but I never got a shirt.
It's good. Yeah, that takes fucking forever for some reason. Oh, I was gonna ask, do you have a background? Did Sabrina or anybody create any backgrounds?
No one sent me one. That was my other question that I was gonna ask.
Yes. So
Yeah.
do you have a preference on backgrounds? I like the white marble. Jeremy
Yeah, no, I said I would when I got on my first onboarding call with Casey. I was just like, I'll just take Jess's. That's fine. I'll do
Okay,
that.
cool.
Whatever's easy. And she said that she would make it, but then we never followed up. So
Okay, I'll message
That-
Casey,
that's
but
fine.
if not, I can make you one. It's super quick. I can just bop one into Canva and send it over to you. Do you know how to set up your background on Zoom?
No.
So up in the top left corner of your screen, there should be like the zoom.us. Do you see that?
Yeah.
If you click on that and then go to preferences, there'll be like a whole tab that comes up, background and effects. And then you'll be able to add one. And then, so basically when I send you the like background, just save it as a picture to your computer and you go to zoom.us, preferences, background, and you can upload that picture from your computer.
Okay, cool. And then it will always go on then, like it won't even, okay.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to do it every time. Mine just stays on. So as soon as you turn it on, you can change it and it'll just stick to whatever you had before. So yeah, we'll do background. You can wear whatever you want to as far as shirt goes. I mean, just, keep it appropriate. I would say don't,
Yeah,
don't
I was
wear
like, I'm
pajamas,
just wear like a nice shirt, like a
Yeah,
t-shirt.
just like I wear, we have like these NLCA polos, but I usually wear like one of these. Sweaters are fine, but I don't want them to look like too casual. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm like, I don't want to wear a sweatshirt because I feel really casual.
T-shirt, tank top, anything plain.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy. We like anything that has like the NL, but even here, like you can't see mine when I'm on the call anyways. It's NLCA, but you can't fucking
Yeah. You're like, I got it.
it's legit. Yeah, I would say just keep it professional, keep it clean.
Cool. I can do
Cool.
that.
Awesome. All right. I think we're off to the races. So I'll let the team know now that your schedule's open for Wednesday on, and we'll be getting this shit together, making it happen. All right, girl.
Awesome.
Great. I'll see you
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
All
See you
right.
tomorrow.